morning, fam and friends. We're here day 1814 in a row of the Mark and Pires show. We're doing it. Woo! Guys, when you're helping your living, that's what we do here on a daily. Almost 5 years in a row every day, we do this. We show up and we try to lift each other up. This is the whole point of life, is we're supposed to connect. And they don't want us connecting, but that's why I keep showing up. There's got to be at least one show that's here every day that we could all hang out and connect and at least afterwards get a positive message, some positive music, something that's true in a world that's filled with lies. What do you mean, Mark, filled with lies? I don't know. If you think you're getting truth when you listen to the news or when you watch some slanted piece in the newspaper, you got to do your own research in 2023, unfortunately. You know, and when you start hearing the people who tell you things that you shouldn't do research, you really need to start doing your own research. And that doesn't mean you have to be a scientist or it doesn't have to be a doctor. You could just read papers because that's what the doctors do, and they may know more terms and terminology than you do, but you could also take a real good look at what the synopsis is or what the outcome is and understand the data based on what's actually on the page. So I just want to say in general, we're in a time in history that is uncharted. And within all that gook is the Mark and Pires show. A spear of light. A sword of light to fight the darkness of this world. Yeah, I built a sword. Just a couple days ago, guys. I mean, I didn't think I could build a sword. I don't know. I never even thought about building a sword. But I built a sword. Look at that baby. This thing is like real deal. Like a hilt and everything. Ow, I cut myself. No, I didn't really. But I'm just saying, you could with a wooden sword. You could poke someone in the eye. What's that, Joanne? Joanne, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you over the wheeze. You know, guys. Oh, there she is. Day 8. Joanne, seriously, keep it down. Day 1814 in a row, guys. We have an action-packed show for you today. What are we going to do today, Mark? Well, I have a brand new song for you that no one's ever heard. History Time. Yeah, that's the first thing. And then we're doing a couple news stories. I got a new feature that I'm kind of working with. I don't know if you guys seen these news stories, but they're very, very content rich. Where you get into it, it's not just me saying, hey guys, someone went through this, and that's the story, 20 seconds. This is like 2 minutes, and you get everything that you would if you actually watched it in the news. And I'm taking the full stories and just reading them verbatim is really what's going on. But I have a teleprompter for the first time in my life on my phone. It's an app that allows me to just copy and paste everything right in there. And I could just kind of zone out. I'm actually pretty good at that. And as it scrolls, I'm just like, I guess a newscaster does or whatever, or Joe Biden. And then, but he's terrible at it. And I'll just keep going. We get our stories and it's full, like I said, content rich. And I feel like that's important. People want to learn something. So I'm going to try to shift that content. I'll share that with you in a second. Matt Zakrowski, you joined for the early show. Good man. I'm throwing it to you. Right? Zakrowski, you brought us a woohoo like that? A morning woohoo! You get us going, you know, connecting. Yeah, 2023 connecting, which means I love you no matter how you feel. Yeah. Oh, goodness. So, guys, let's get back to what we're talking about, okay? This new idea of the news, short and sweet, 2-minute stories, you know what I mean? You get in, you get the full story, and you're out. And hopefully you share them. Hopefully you leave a comment, because that is how we built this platform. The more you interact with me and interact with this channel and the people who leave comments, the more they're going to share with new people. So keep that in mind and make sure all notifications are turned on for this show. So these news stories, I got a message from one of our subscribers that I don't hear from every subscriber, which is, you know, it's the way life is. Everybody's busy. Some people tune in and then they just tune out. Hopefully, if you do that, you please hit the thumbs up. It shouldn't take you very long to do that. However, I got a message that said, because I did one of the stories about this basketball player who's like charged for murder for, you know, this whole scenario. And I like to shine a light on the stories that people aren't really talking about, or even some that they are, but my own, you know, perspective on it. But this gentleman said, I thought you provide positivity. What is this story? Why are you bringing us this? And I stepped back for a second and I thought, and I responded to him. I said, look, they don't share anything I do. So if you're like, hey, be the positivity guy, like I've done that for 1,800 days and they don't share it. So the new thing I've been doing is these news stories because they seem to share the news stories. And if I get the people who watch the news stories to say, hey, I like the way this guy speaks, let me go see his live show. And then once they get here, they're here. They see what we do. This is the positivity platform on YouTube where everyone can connect if they want to forget about the negativity of this world. And that exists, but when I share that type of content, when I take these words I'm speaking right now and I share them, they don't share it with anybody. So it's like, how do I get through to the people we really want to join us, which is the ones seeking a connection? How? And the only way I've known to date is to talk about what's going on in the news and share a story. The fact if it's a murder or something, that doesn't really go into it from a positivity guy. In my mind, it doesn't. It's a story. I still read it in a positive manner, I would say. I watched it again after he said that, and I was like, I really don't know what would be offensive about the read on that. Like, there was nothing. It was a very positive, straight read. So I was like, I don't know. Like I said, it's a sensitive world right now. But I want to try to connect with people and provide the content they want. And this is the ultimate positivity platform. So shift, change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. Thank you, Dr. Wayne Dyer up in heaven. Think about that. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. It's beautifully true. No matter what it is in life, if you take a look at it from this perspective here, you're seeing it from a certain angle. You need to look at it from a different perspective, and everything changes. And that's everything in life, guys. When you're thinking down on something, shift it. Find a way to see the positive. I was talking with someone about, some of the things I do say to inspire to get myself a listing or to get myself a client. I'm a real estate agent. That's what I do for a living. And so when I'm going to get a listing, for example, I use my in the moment talent to speak to people about what's really going on. I'm not sitting there and saying, well, the data says this and the data says that. The data says whatever the data says. The thing is, we're sitting across from each other and we need to connect because we're working together. That's the point. People buy from people. The data's the data. It doesn't change anything. You're looking for someone to connect with. Someone who could guide you through the process to get from A to Z and all of the in-between, the fumbles along the way, the inspections, the mortgage process, and just understanding what is coming and staying calm through that process. And this is what I've mastered over 15 years of being a realtor, is to use this knowledge base and also the experience, the transactions to give this little perspective to my sellers of what the world really is like as a seller. A lot of preconceived notions out there of what it's like to sell a house. And so when I get in there, Joanne, I'm sorry, I got to get rid of you. But when I get in there, it's about the client. It's not about the data. The data is always going to be the same. Do we have a connection? We're going to be working together for the next month to 6 months, maybe a year, depending on how long this process takes. Do we get along? People buy from people. They don't buy from the guy who's got all the data. I got all the data. It's all there. Question is, do you want to take this journey with me and get the most money possible for your house? Because I'll tell you the one thing I can guarantee. You know what gets the most money? Passion. Someone who's there and loves what they're selling. I see so many people just going through the process. Oh, look at this house. It's a cape. It's a split level. It's a colonial. But there's no love behind the words. There's no passion. Where's their interest in what they do? It's a job. They're making money. Look, we all have to do that. But if you could find a way to love what you do, that translates. That translates. And here's the real challenge I want to leave out for you on this day where I say, the moment of authenticity. Find a way. Find a way to be authentic. Find a way to let this moment draw out the real words you're feeling. I know it's not the easy thing to do. Sometimes the easy thing to do is tell people what they want to hear. People want to hear a lot of things that are not true. They don't like hearing truth because it hurts. But we need the truth or else we lose everything. We can't affirm things that aren't true. And this is where I just want to make a segue. We have to draw a line in the sand and say we respect everybody in the way they feel, but we can't affirm things that aren't true. And that's not any sort of phobia, except for I would call that misleading phobia. Like I can't be misled to believe something that's false and to affirm a falsehood and pretend that it's true. That to me, I'm phobic of that. What is that? What's that? Can you guys give me, like, I'm a truth. I need it to be true. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain this right, but I can't, I'm phobic of that. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not phobic of anything else. You could be anything in the world, and I love you for that. In fact, like, that's the most beautiful thing in the world that we have right now, is your uniqueness. You can do anything and be anything, but you can't tell the people around you to agree. You just have to be it. Just go out and be it, man. Go out there and do it. Like, I'm proud of you. You're doing your thing. But when you come up to people who are phobic of lies and they just want the truth to just resonate for history of time, that is what is an issue. And we have to draw a line in the sand on that and say, no, this has nothing to do with feelings and, whether something is phobic of a specific group of people. No, this is phobic of falsehoods. And that's something that has to be understood. And maybe it has to be tabled correctly, like we just discussed it. It's not something that's intended to stick the knife, the sword of God out there and say, look, you're not following the Bible, so this is why we say these things. No, it's because falsehoods should never be affirmed. You can't look at a lion and call it a dog and say, yep, because the society says it's a dog now, I have to call it a dog or else I'm going to offend the lion. That's being phobic of falsehoods for me. That's not phobic of the lion or of the tiger, of anything else. The dog. Love the dog. I love the lion. I love the tiger. I love you for being unique. You can't change the rest of the world to think the way you do. That's how beautiful your uniqueness is. It's not transferable. It's yours. And I welcome open discussion on this, by the way. Like, I'm not here ever to offend anybody. I'm pretty sure that's the most positive and sane way I can explain the way I think the world sees that issue. And I could be wrong. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat, so please leave that in here. I've had a few people along the way that came in and said, I feel like this platform may not be open to trans people, something like this. And I want to very much be clear about this. This is the ultimate positivity and connection show on planet Earth. And to prove that, I've been live 1,814 days in a row. I'm not a guy who's like, hey, I'm the ultimate positivity guy. I'm on every Tuesday. I'm here every freaking day, guys. And sometimes to one person. And I still do it an hour. There's a reason. I believe in us. I'm not giving up on us yet, guys. I'm not giving up on the people who think completely off the wall and crazy and they have these ideology that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not giving up on those people. I don't want to hate anybody. I want us all to appreciate and respect each other's differences. I can't change you. You can't change me. But what we could do is lift each other up and say, good for you, man. Good for you. Oh, you want me to tell you that you're that? No, you know you're that. You know you're that. You don't need other people to tell you you're that. You know it. And if you don't, that's another conversation in its own, but you can't shift the world perspective to meet yours. You got to stick with reality, because there are people that are phobic of falsehoods. They're phobic of lies. They're phobic of pretending things are not what they really are. That's the best way I could say it. I love you. I hope you know that. I wrote the song LGBTQ Anthem. It's the most beautiful song you'll ever hear for that community of people. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. Of course, it's not been shared, but it's powerful. And the concept is, You need to let people be with whoever they want to be with. Whoever makes you happy. That's how I want to see it. Who makes you happy? Go with it. You know? And I know some people, well, that's a slippery slope. Now you're talking about, it could be anything. It could be animals. No, I said who. I'm talking about a who, not a it or a what. I'm saying like who, what person makes you happy? What soul do you resonate with? And go be with that soul. But don't ever mix up the world lie/narrative with reality. Reality is very simple. We are on a path of truth. It's never been any different. And the people who deviate from the path of truth have always been brought back to the truth until this time in history. So there's a lot to be said, a lot to unravel here, but I just want you guys to understand how much I appreciate the fact that you allow me to speak about these things as positively as possible without offending anybody, because I really pretty much think that's what I'm trying to do. But here's the thing, I'll drop this on TikTok and I'm sure people will come at me. You're phobic of, yeah, I'm phobic of lies. I'm phobic of lies. I'm sorry. Like, that's it. Nothing else in the world offends me. It's weird. Like, I'm not offended by anything outside of it. But I'm offended by the lies, the falsehoods that are not being, rectified. They're just continuing to pour sugar on it. Like, oh, guys, no, this is the new truth. There's no such thing as a new truth unless it's scientific, unless it's based in science or based in soul. Like, there's a feeling you get when you hear something that's not true. There's a feeling you get, a pit in your stomach, and you're like, no, absolutely not. And, oh, my aunt is on. My Aunt Diana, guys, she's on Facebook right now. I call her Dina. Dina, you should head over to YouTube and join the show. 1,814 days in a row. I'm now doing it during the day. The concept is pretty simple. Live positivity, live songwriting, live comedy, and powerful moments of passion and inspiration. This is the Mark Inspires Show. So I think I've said enough on these things. I do want to leave you with one other detail. We're going into the holiday season. However you feel about it. Some people, it's a very sad time of year. Kids, they love it. Some people, it's an exciting time. Whatever it is for you, just remember there are people out there that feel a magic in the air this time of year. And don't ruin it for them. Don't ruin it for them. Let them live the magic. We need a little magic in this world. Right now we have none. Except this show. I'm going to share something with you. This is my newest song. Just finished it right before the show. And it's a song about speaking out in a time when you can't. Because it's taboo or you'll get canceled, whatever it is. Pretty much today. It's about today, guys. But I write a lot of songs like this where I'm speaking in the moment while I write these songs. Everything you hear I wrote live. It's not like I sat down with a pen and came out with this stuff. It's in the moment. And it's a pretty ridiculous song, I think. I don't know. I haven't actually listened to it yet besides the edit. So I hope you guys will enjoy it with me. And let me know what you think of it. It's called We Need a Little Bit of That. Here we go. If I could find it. Where did I put it? Oh, goodness. Where did that save then, if it's not there? Well, I have that version, but I want to give you the right version because I just downloaded it. New music. It should be here. Maybe it's with an L and not a little. There it is. I didn't put an A in front. I was like, where is it? All right, so here we go. I hope you enjoy this, guys. A little bit of that. show that you care. Oh, we need a little bit of that. Need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of that. So don't close down, no. You need to open up your mind. No, don't believe what you see, oh, 'cause everything's meant to keep you distracted. Oh, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but I'm saying the thing that you shouldn't say out loud. Need a little bit of that. You need a little bit of that. We pull down the curtain, yes, so everyone can see. Pull back the curtain, yes. Oh, it's clear, it's the Wizard of Oz. Oh, pulling all the levers. Oh, they think they're so clever, but we see little bit of that. As clear as day, it's like the sun shines on down to say, need a little bit of that. Got a little bit of that, but not too much, so don't waste it, no. Just find your path and go. No, don't waste it, no. Get into the moment and grow. Open up and feel the warmth, yes, and feel the love and light. A little bit of that. We need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of that. Little bit so don't panic, no. Just take a deep breath and go. Yes, don't get overwhelmed if you can. 'Cause you'll never win. Oh, if you can't keep you cool when it all goes down. Oh, 'cause you know it will. But I believe in you. I believe you can do what you are meant to do. But it starts with a smile, yes, it starts with you being you. We need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of that. Stand tall, stand proud, yes. Don't back down, yes. We need a little bit of that. Stand proud, yes. You can do anything, yeah. Need a little bit of that, yes. Share it, my friends. You'll see there's a difference in the end. Oh, they want you to close down. They don't want you to let out a sound. Oh no. Oh, just keep your mouth closed. But I can't do that, no. When I see an injustice, I've got to speak out. Yeah, when I see the world is dying, I've got to get up and I scream out. Oh, I don't think I'm alone. No, we need a little bit of that. You only got one shot before you lose it all. So get yourself ready for the fight. Look to your left, look to your right. I'll be there with you all night. We need a little bit of that. Yeah, we need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of that. Little bit of that. So, that is a little bit of that. Hope you enjoyed it. There's a couple lines that are pretty great, but I added a BeatSeat in the background. Sorry, I had to get into it. I was in the middle of it. Robert, how are you? Thank you, my friend. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Guys, you see over my shoulder here, I got two BeatSeats. The one on that's right behind me that's not like it's dust. That's all pearl inlay. That total face is all pearl inlay. Around it, pearl inlay. The BeatSeat logo, pearl inlay on both of the BeatSeats. The other one next to it's actually olive wood. That is a one-of-one BeatSeat. There will never be another, at least unless I get more olive wood. But I only had enough to buy one. Enough wood to buy one. So expensive, guys. I was like, I'll buy enough wood to build one. You know, I was like, couldn't believe how much I had to pay for it. But it's done. It's beautiful. And if somebody wants to buy it, I have to put it on the BeatSeat website still. BeatSeat.rocks. If you guys don't know, we also now make picks. Really cool picks out of very, very cool wood. This is burl wood here. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if it brings you close enough to see. No, it always tries to go for me because of the camera quality. This one you guys can see. Oh, no, you can't really see any of it. Anyway, guys, I wanted to quickly show you something else, I think, if it works. Yesterday. Nope. Nope. Something in the way? No. Okay, maybe I'm just not working. Oh, it's the wrong one. Hold on, I'm on that. Hold on, I'm on that. So, oh, this should not have a green screen vibe to it. Just shut that off. So down in the studio, the BeatSeat workshop, you can see here. I can actually make this smaller here. Just throw it over here in the corner. In the BeatSeat studio down here, we have a new BeatSeat that is now complete. I have to sand this face, which I put on last night. I did film it, so now we have a full BeatSeat construction video where I'll put the 3 nights what we worked on it, plus this last night little bit, and I'm going to drop the whole thing in there for you. Buy your porch. Can I rent a corner, Mark? Yeah, I wish I could buy this porch. I'm here on the porch of all porches, guys. You know? So a thing I wanted to try today is to maybe read one of these news stories that I'm going to be doing for you guys. You know, today you'll be seeing the story. But first things first, I actually have to read the story with this teleprompter system and save it. Let's just see. I'm going to try one. We'll just see how it goes. Oh, you know what I should do is find the image to put up there for you so you could see the story at least while we're talking about it. Japan. This I thought was a cool story. Like I said, I'm going to try to see if I could pick stories that aren't negative in nature, you know. And so we'll see if we can do something like that. Right here we got the story. I'll put it on the screen for you. Oh, I think I could actually do something a little different. Let's do the screen grab, screen capture, so you guys can see the whole story behind me. Let's get back into OBS real quick. Let's see if this will allow me to do it. Let's see where this is. I don't even know where I have this. No, this is crap. For some reason, these things stop working. Let's see. Got to put a new media source here. Nope, not media source, sorry. When you're doing this in real time, you know, that's what happens. So we'll pop in another scene here. I need browser. Got it. Browsering it. Here we go. So you guys can see this in the background. Oh, you know why? That's why it's not working. Let's just do this instead, as I said the first time. Screen grab, capture, whatever it's called. Window capture. There we go. So, let me drop this below me, Joanne. Okay, there we go. Of course. Well, at least you see it in the background. Let's see how this goes. Scientists in Japan have unearthed the near-complete remains of an ancient great white... Messing it up already, Joanne. You know? In fact, what would be better here? You tell me. I'm thinking it would be great if I could have the teleprompter on the screen. You guys can see it. You know what I mean? Scientists in Japan have unearthed the near-complete remains of an ancient great white shark-sized sea monster that likely... I can't. It's too slow. First of all. Secondly, I don't like having this in my face while I'm doing it. I tried to fix this. Remember, I don't know if you guys know I broke this the other day. It ripped out while I was building. I soldered it last night. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. Let's see. Get my microphone over here. You know, because you want to make sure you're doing it right. You know, no microphone in your face when you're doing a news story. It just doesn't make sense, you know. Anyway, here we go. Joanne, keep the wheeze down. Guys, I apologize for that in advance. Here we go. Are we working? Check, check, check. It doesn't look like it. Shoot. Darn it. Check, 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 check. Nope, nope, nope. It's dead. I killed it. Check, check, check. All right, I could do it that way, I guess, just without the microphone. Can't believe that. This is like, really bothers me, you know? All right, so let's just put this over here. I guess it's going to look crappy, but whatever. Sorry for the open shirt vibe. There we go. Let's see if that does it. Let's see if that does it. All right, actually, well, check. Oh my goodness, Joanne. Gosh almighty, you did that to everybody? Whoa, now that's a lot hotter than usual. Check. Hold on, why is this so strong coming through here? Check. All right, there's... Check. I think that's better. I think that's better. Angie O'Neill, thank you so much. Robert saw one of my clips trending this morning? No way. That's awesome. Thank you, YouTube, for the first time in 1,800 days. So guys, ancient, let's see what the story is. I'm going to read it. Scientists in Japan have unearthed the near complete remains of an ancient great white shark-sized sea monster that likely terrorized the ancient oceans it used to inhabit. See, this sometimes it's so slow. The ancient oceans that it used to inhabit. The prehistoric predator, which researchers have named the blue dragon, has an unusual body plan that sets its... So slow, come on. Has an unusual body plan that sets it apart from its extinct relatives and is unlike any living creature. Let's do that part again because you can't laugh through it, guys. Come on. The blue dragon has an unusual body plan that sets it apart from its extinct relatives, and it's unlike any living creature. The exceptional fossils, which are around 72 million years old, not sure how they figured that out. Carbon dating? Oh yeah, that works. Were discovered along the Aradagawa. I didn't nail that one. They were discovered along the Iradagiwa River in Wakayama Prefecture. What the frickin' hell is this? This is all Japanese stuff. Holy cow. All right, let's go with it. Discovered along the Iradagiwa River in Wakayama Prefecture on Honshu Island. They belong to a never-before-seen species of mosasaur, a never-before species of mosasaur, a group of air-breathing aquatic reptiles that were apex marine predators during the Cretaceous period, 145 million to 66 million years ago. The astounding remains are the most complete mosasaur fossils ever uncovered in Japan and the Northwest. Researchers wrote in a statement, can we move it a little quicker here? I'm trying to get to the statement. In a statement published on December 11th in the Journal of Systematic Paleontology, researchers named the new mosasaur Megapteravinirevenschniven. What the hell is that? Megachurgrinus wacamamanus. What the freaking hell? I can't say that. Hold on, we gotta try that one again. Researchers have named the new mosasaur Megatepgurwagamayamanesis. The new genus Megatepgurwagamayamanesis translates to large-winged after the creature's unusually large rear flippers. And the species known Wakayamanesis, freaking A, you know? The species named Wakayamanesis recognizes the prefecture where it was found. You think? Gosh, with a name like that, they couldn't come up with like Japan creature or Japan dragon? Japanadragon? Japanigan. That would have been better, Japanigan. You know, go with Japanigan, guys. You want people to be excited about it. No, we're going to go with Wakamanyanamanischnids. Wait, but don't you want to just go with like Japanigan? And like people are like, cool, we found the greatest dragon ever. It's Japanigan, you know? No, we're going to go with Wakamanyanamanischniven. That's on you guys, really, you know? Wakayama is a blue-colored aquatic dragon from Japanese mythology. So apparently this is already a thing, guys. They just now found it. This is like, through history, we've seen things that Hey, look, we found it. You know, this is life. Anyway, here we go. Mosasaurs. Mosasaurs share a similar body plan, and there is very little of variation among species. But M. wakamayamensis is something of an outlier, which has surprised scientists. I thought, this is a scientist speaking, let's get into it, guys. I thought I knew mosasaurs. Actually, this guy's got to be English, I would imagine, you know. I thought I knew mosasaurs until I, saw this one. And I didn't. He even says quite well. You know he was English. Hold on a minute. I thought I knew mosasaurs quite well by now, you know. The study's lead author, no, he's actually Japanese. The study's lead author, Takuya Konoshi, happened to mention. A vertebrate paleontologist at the University of Chicago, University of Cincinnati. Wait, he may not be. He may just, maybe he could be an American with the name Takuya. You never know, guys. You really never know, 2023. Study lead author Takuya Konoshi, a vertebrate paleontologist at the University of Cincinnati. He said in a statement, why am I looking at you guys? This has to be here so the story looks good, you know? I'm looking at you, and then when I do this to edit later, you'll be like, why weren't you looking at the camera for this news story, Mark? He thought he knew it quite well by now, said lead author Takuya Konoshi. Takayu, yeah. Lead author Takuya Konoshi, a vertebrate paleontologist at the University of Cincinnati, said in a statement. But immediately it was something I had never seen before. Like other mosasaurs, M. wakamayamensis had a dolphin-like torso and a ridiculous name, with 4 paddles like flippers, an alligator-shaped snout, and a long tail. There's lots of different things going on there, you know. But it also had a dorsal fin like a shark or a dolphin, which is not seen in any other mosasaur species. Something to look at there, guys. However, what confused researchers most... Teleprompter, come on, get going, you know. However, what confused researchers most was the size of the new mosasaur's rear flippers, which were even longer than their front flippers. Not only is this the first among mosasaurs, but it is also extremely uncommon among all living and uncommon among all living and extinct aquatic, right? Not only is this the first among mosasaurs, but it is also extremely uncommon among all living and extinct aquatic species. Almost all swimming animals have their largest flippers toward the front of their bodies. One more time, because it's so slow. Almost all swimming animals have their largest flippers toward the front of their bodies, which helps them steer through the water. Having larger flippers at the rear, it's just so slow, guys. Having larger flippers at the rear of the body would be like driving a car by steering the rear wheels instead of the front. We used to do that, rear wheel drive, people, which would make it much harder to turn in the snow. No, I'm sorry, that's not it. Which would make it much harder to turn quickly or in the snow. We lack any modern analog that has this kind of body morphology, from fish to penguins to sea creatures, sea turtles, Konoshi said. None has 4 large None has 4 large flippers they used in conjunction with the tail fin. The researchers suspect that instead of using the rear flippers to turn Riven, they angled them up, upward, toward, I can't, that name, guys. That name is getting me every time. Instead of using the rear flippers to turn M. wakamayamensis, they angled them upward or downward toward the dive and down to ascend through the water column, which may have helped, slow as can be. I'm going to take this whole part out. I don't need this part. Like, really? It goes down and then up and then it goes left. Come on, really? The dorsal fin could have been made easier for the creature to turn, which may have counteracted the extra drag from the rear flippers. They added, I guess. The could counteract the extra drag from the rear flippers that they added. M. wacomaniasis was about the same size as a great white shark. Corchado carcharias. Carchado and carcharias. I don't know if you guys know about that. That's a great white shark right there. It could grow to around 16 feet long. Stop looking at the main camera. Guys, I'm sorry. I know it's weird. I'm looking away, but we got to get a good news story for you today. And this will be, you know, after, maybe you'll leave the comedy in, I don't know. But other species could grow up to 56 feet long, which is longer than any school bus. Mosasaurs emerged around 100 million years ago and died off around 66 million years ago. Well, the numbers don't add up then. If you look at the beginning of the story, go back, guys, go and see it. Along with the Nonavian, what the freaking heck? Oh, now they're making stuff up. Here we go. 66 million years ago, when along with the non-avian, with the non-avian dinosaurs after a massive asteroid struck Earth. During the last 20 million years of their existence, the terrifying sea lizards were the aquatic equivalent. That's a freaking tongue twister right there. Terrifying sea creatures. The terrifying sea lizards were the aquatic equivalent of Tyrannosaurus Rex and sat at the top of the food chain, thanks in part to the disappearance of other top marine predators, such as ichthyosaurs. Ichthyosaurs. Guys, Itchy. Our buddy Itchy, spelled the same way. Ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs, the researchers wrote. I guess that's the end of the story. We got to do, you know, Itchyanders. He says it spells it the same way, guys. Here we go. Itchy, I see you, buddy. Top marine predators such as Ichthyosaurus, I don't know how to say it. Such as ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs, the researchers wrote. Let me know what you think of this story. I thought it was pretty interesting. They found a dragon. Leave a comment below, share, and I'll see you on the next one. There we go. We're done. Right? That's number one. We have another story for you. That's enough. I don't want any more stories, Mark. Well, guys, sorry, we're doing it, you know? I got to give it to you. So this story made me laugh, but not at the same time. Come on. You know, it's when you try to type and then it goes to the end of the HTTP or whatever the heck you call it. All right. Poisoned. This was a crazy story. I guess it's not going to be a positive one, but you know what? It's a lot of silliness going on in this world, guys. A lot of silliness. So let's see. We could pop this one on for you. Are we on? Yeah, okay. Let me bring it up so you can see it a little better. Oh, I'll go to a better one because that's clearly crap.